Welcome to Subramani. Please subscribe, please hit the bell icon. One question which a student asked me is, when did this bull market start? And I really didn't have a very great answer because I had to go back too much in time and take too much of data to say when did it start. 2003, I would think 2003 a bull market started, and after that we have seen some bull market corrections, but we've not seen a bear market. Bear market, my definition of a bear market is market falling 20% and staying there at least for 6 months, 8 months, 1 year, then it's a bear market. If it stays there for 2 days, or if it stays there for 2 weeks, that's not in my head bear market. So even the COVID fall, which was substantial, I remember that I think the index was something, Sensex was something like 25,000, and from 25,000 to 80,000, I mean it went up to 85,000 and now 80,000. That's a huge jump. But why I wouldn't even call COVID fall a bear market, because it was just for 2-3 months. 2-3 months the human mind is able to tackle very well. It does not have a problem in tackling a 2-3 month fall in the portfolio. So bull markets have no specific length, there's no expiry date, there's nothing to say now it has to be followed by a bear market which is long and sustained. So if you ask me, the truth is the bull market started in 2003, and some of us have the benefit of being there in 2003. Since 2003 we have been here. The other way to look at it is 2003 we were coming out of a longish bear market, maybe lasting from 1994, 93, 94 till about 2003, which means a 9-year grinding bad market with occasional bull corrections, right? I would call them bull corrections rather than calling them a bull market. So then what happens is your mind is tuned to, oh my God, if I get back my principal, I'll sell it. I bought this mutual fund at a NAV of 11. Now it is 9.3. If it reaches 10, I will sell it off, right? This kind of a mental attitude is what happens. So think of what are the definitions of a bull market. When does the bull market begin and when does the bull market end? So there are no specific definitions. If there's a 20% rally from the lows, if the market is here, it rallies 20%. That's a real good indicator that the market is getting into a new bull market. After a huge event which happens, right? So after the euphoria, the market falls, like say the GFC event 2008, right? So that happened. So, or there's a big jump in investor sentiment, then continuous multiple increase, monthly price increase. I also look at multiple increase every month on the SIP figure, which means somebody somewhere is optimistic about what is going to happen in India. If we assume that this is a bull market begins, this is how a bull market begins, at the end the opposite has to happen, right? There has to be a 20% decline from all-time highs, and after there has to be a huge surge in pessimism. Oh my God, we are going to war. This is happening. There are tariffs and things like that, and multiple months of price decrease. I don't want a price decrease for 1 month or 2 months and say, oh, we are in a bear market. I refuse to call it a bear market unless it falls regularly for at least say 4, 5 months, 6 months. Then I would call it a bear market. Otherwise, it's just a blip. It just falls 20% and recovers after 2 days, 3 days, 5 days, 1 month. That's hardly I wouldn't call that a bear market. So going by this, let us look at some real events which happened. So was 2012 was there any event for the market to fall? So let's look at it from 2012 onwards. Let's look at the US markets from 2012 onwards. In 2000, I have some data for that. In late 2015 the market fell 12%. In 2016 it fell 10%. 2018 it fell 18%. 2020 it fell 33%, and 2022 it fell 25%. But what are these? Was there really an event in late 2015 and 2016? Declines were typical bull market declines, right? In the bull market, the market fell a little, right? These are kind of pullbacks rather than a bear market. The kind of dips happen every other year. So it happens if it's a 5% fall or a 10% fall. It doesn't bother me at all. The late 2018 drop was bigger, but it did not, there was not a big shift in the investor sentiment. So very surprisingly, even during COVID, some people were pessimistic. I know people who sold off their equity portfolio, but there were many people who did not stop their SIPs, right? If you see the SIP figure, there's no great fall from in March 2020 onwards. It's not a big fall. There has been a fall, but not much of a big fall. So 2020 actually ended up as an up year all over the world, right? Whether it is US or whether it is India. The market came down in March, but then it closed the year. Let's not talk of March 2020, but March 2021 closed on a high. So that was I think it was one of the best years in US, and it was not a bad year in India too. But 2022 ended the bull market in US because interest rates started going up, right? From 1980 to 2022, interest rates had only gone down. That ended the bull market. The 2022 decline was not like the many in the past decade. Not only did the stocks fall, the shares fall 25%, but investor sentiment was hit too. Interest rates going up is a very, very big problem for the US market. So investors started caring about profits of the Fed rates of interest, etc. So that's what happened in 2022. The Magnificent Seven were no longer not visible at that stage. But for all these companies which are tech companies, 2020 did not bother them at all. 2022 hit because some bank, I think the SVB bank collapsed. So those kind of things happened. Now again we are, I think, in a reasonable bull market in India. Markets are not falling. Market, even if they fall, they are able to recover. The SIP figure is not falling. So are we in a bull market? I would say we are not in a bear market. I don't see market going down and staying there for a long time. Yes, if the Indo-Pak war happens or something like that happens, maybe China hitting out at Taiwan, maybe the market will fall 20%. I'm not saying the market won't fall. A 20% fall on an 80,000 index means a 16,000 point fall. Will that fall sustain, or will the people come back and put their SIPs and start buying equity and those things? So I don't think the market is in a mood for a 20% fall. Yes, the market can fall 5-10% if the war actually happens and stay there for maybe 2 months. But by the time the war would be over and people would be rushing in to buy. So I don't see the market falling too much. But the market has this ability to make everybody look stupid. So the market can make me look stupid. But right now I don't see a 20% fall happening very soon. It can happen after it goes up a bit. Thank you.